Welcome to our fight arrangement and choreography workshop delivered to you by Renaissance Studios. I'm your host for today, Kia Fullerton. So you guys are really in for a treat as we'll be joined by Kate Waters, aka Kombat Kate, who is a fight director and arranger, who will be delivering today's masterclass from 12 to 2 p.m. Then at 2:30 to 3:30 p.m., myself and Kate will be joined by Corinne Holt, a dancer and stunt artist, for a panel discussion on all things fitness, stunt, and well-being. So before we kickstart today's session, we just have a few house rules. Don't worry, nothing too serious. Stay engaged, have fun, and if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat room. And one more thing to add, for the best viewing experience, make sure your viewing options is set to speaker view, side by side. Therefore, you can get our screen and also our presentation. And if you need to adjust the size of the split, just use the slider in the middle of the screen. Now that's out the way, let's welcome our guest speaker for today's masterclass, Kombat Kate. Kate is a fight director and arranger with over 20 years experience in her field, plus boxing coach. She has worked on astounding projects including Small Island, Othello, As You Like It, One Man, Two Governors, and Warhorse, and many more for the National Theatre and numerous productions for regional theatres. Kombat Kate is also a regular fight director for Coronation Street, Hollyoaks, and Emmerdale. Welcome, Kate. It's a pleasure to have you on today. How are you?
I'm good, Kia. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So for those who are not familiar with your work, please could you introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello, everybody. I do recognise some faces. I'd say thank you for joining me today. My name's Kate Waters, aka Kombat Kate, as Kia said. And I'm a fight director or a fight arranger, and I've been one for over 20 years now, so that's making me feel very old. I started off in theatre. That's very much where my career started, and I've worked right around the country doing all sorts of productions, and obviously at the National Theatre, the RSC, and in the West End. And then about 10 years ago, I started moving into TV. Where a theatre director took me on Coronation Street, and I've moved across the soaps. I've done a few films, but that's something that I need to break a few more boundaries in that world. But yeah, that's basically what I do. And my skills range from sword fighting to a punch up. So it's really varied. And the most important thing for me is that I always make sure that I'm telling the story. So the action is based through storytelling and the motivation of the characters always. Yeah, so the action has to come from instinct, not just me showing off loads of good moves. So today is very much a physical workshop, so it'll be great if you guys join in. Obviously we're all working remotely, so I'm at home, so we have to have an imagination here. So we'll be imagining that we're fighting someone else. But it's good fun, and if you join in, that would be great. If you want to observe, that's also fine. Entirely up to you. Handing back to Kia.
Yes, thank you, Kate, for sharing. I believe we have a show reel that you'd like to show everyone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Take a look around me, taking pages from a magazine. Been looking for the answers ever since we were 17. You know the truth can be a weapon to fight this world of ill intentions. A new answer to the same question. How many times will you learn the same lesson? I think they got it all wrong. We just gotta hold on and on and on and on. 'Cause we're gonna be just scary. It's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends. Gonna teach them all lessons. Got this feeling in our souls we carry. It's about to be legendary.
Oh, that was great. Let's make some of that.
Different scenarios there. So, having seen your show reel, what has been your favourite project so far and why?
I think there's definitely been a few, but I would say that there's in theatre, there was one project that basically put me on the London scene. And that was when I did Hamlet at the National Theatre for Nick Heitner. I was quite a young fight director at that point. And to be able to do that fight, for anybody who knows Hamlet, that fight is so important at the end of that play. And to have the opportunity to do that fight at the National Theatre on the Olivier stage for the director Nick Heitner was definitely a highlight. And then also, as far as TV is concerned, I would say that advert was good fun because that went back to my judo roots. My sport was judo as a kid. So that's why I was hired to do that job. So it was quite good fun to go back and revisit the sport that I did as a kid. But also I would say the Coronation Street Live, which we did 5 years ago. It was scary but exhilarating at the same time, watching your work go out live to goodness knows how many people. So there are many highlights, and that's just to name but a few, really.
Nice, thank you. So speaking on Coronation Street, obviously you had so much responsibility, you know, kind of choreograph, like helping people do the fight scenes. So how did that feel, knowing that was in your hands? Did you feel pressured in any way that things might go wrong on set?
There's always an element of risk with what you do, with what I do actually, because it's a physical exercise. My job is to eliminate the risk as much as I possibly can, and that's by giving the actors proper instructions and that everything is actually properly choreographed, so that when they go out there, they're following the rules of the choreography. So there's always an element of risk. So yeah, when we did the choreo live, that was scary because even though it had been rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed, at the point it goes live to goodness knows how many people, I don't have control of it then. It's the actors that have control of it. And it's the same with stage work. At the point it goes in front of an audience live, I'm just sitting there watching it. So you just hope that they're out there doing what we've rehearsed, and that they keep each other safe and that they tell the story properly. But that's what rehearsal's all about, and that's partly my job. It's how I relate to the actors, how I get them to do the work. There's a real element of trust in what I do, and I always think that within the first minute of me meeting actors, whether it's going into a rehearsal room or onto a TV set, that's the most important part of my job, because it's that point that they have to trust that I know what I'm doing and that I'm going to guide them and that I'm going to help them and I'm going to make them look good. Yeah, they've got to look good and they've got to feel good about it. So that's the most important thing about my job, I think.
Thank you. And being a fight director, are there any more opportunities that you want to take on later in the future as well?
Yeah, I'm not over yet, Kia. I'm not ready to hang up those gloves or those swords yet. I mean, I think really for me now, I would love to move more into, I mean, I'm never going to give up on theatre, obviously, because that's my love, but I'd love to move into more TV and film, more TV drama and more film, but it's quite a hard nut to crack, actually. So it's just, I've had to break down many barriers and boundaries throughout my 20 years. So it's just another one to crack, and I'm sure I'll get there. And I've certainly got a good catalogue of work now. So it's just about people knowing who you are and knowing that you're capable of doing the job.
Thank you. Yeah, so I believe it's now over to you with your masterclass.
Okay, guys. So it will be great if you join in. Yeah, I would love that. But obviously, if you don't want to, that's also fine. But whenever I start working, yeah, we have to warm up. Yeah, so I'm going to do a warm up. If you want to join in, join in. Make sure that you've got some space around you. It doesn't need to be a huge amount because I haven't got a huge amount of space. Sam, I can see you there. I hope you're going to join in. Oh, and we're going to just do a little warm up for fun. Yeah, going to play some very familiar music, which will get you all pumped and ready to go. And I'm going to take my, I'm going to leave my glasses on and then I can see people better. Okay, let's go. On your feet. Yeah. Recognize this tune. Okay, let's just jog on the spot for a little while. There we go. We're just getting our heart pumped up and our body warm, and we're going to get ready for work. Yeah? Okay, jumping jacks. Let's go. Here we go. Keep going. Keep going. I love a bit of rocking. Okay, 4 more. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now just straight punches out. There we go. As fast as you can. Nice to see you all moving. Good. Keep going. Okay, now we're going to do a jack with a split. There we go.
You see the message?
That's it. Keep going. Doing really well. Okay, now we're going to chuck some uppercuts in there. That's it, keep going. Okay, now I just want you to hop from one leg to the other. That's it. I can see you moving. Here we go. Brilliant. Good. Now I'm going to jump forward and back. Forward and back. Side to side, forward, back. Side to side, forward, back. Keep going. Back to straight punches. That's it. Keep going.
No.
Uppercuts. Doing well. Okay, now pretend you're a boxer and you're just on your toes here. Bouncing backwards and forwards. And then switch. Other leg. Switch again. Switch again. Good. And take your arms around in a big circle. And then the other way. Great. Good. Shake that all out. Good. Throw some punches in there. And then we're done. Okay. You can cut the music now, guys. Brilliant. Feeling warm? Good. Okay. We're just gonna, let me just have a drink. We're just gonna play a little game to start with, so we switch our brains on as well. We've warmed our bodies up and we're gonna switch our brains on. Okay, so at the moment, you're facing camera. So I want you to pretend you're on a clock face. So you're at 12 o'clock at the moment. Yeah? Now turn to 3. Turn to 3. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now turn to 6. Good. Turn to 9. Brilliant. And then back to 12. So you're facing me again now. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm going to call a number and I want you to move to that number. Okay. But really swiftly as you can. And when you get to that number, yeah, I want you to throw any fight pose you want to throw. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. You're in a room by yourself, so don't be embarrassed. Okay, so you can throw any pose you want. Yeah, so there, whatever you want. Okay, but it's got to be nice and swift and sharp. Okay, let's go. Okay, 3. Oh yeah. 12. 9. 6. 12. 3. Different pose. If you can find a different pose on each one, that'd be great. 12. Good work, guys. Good work. 6. Yeah, I love it. 12. Good. 3. Oh, brilliant. 6. 9. 12. Good. Fantastic. Okay, good. Give yourselves a little shake out and relax. Yeah. One more game to play. Yeah. When I say 1, you're going to put your right hand down on the floor. When I say 2, you'll put your left hand down on the floor. When I say 3, you'll put both hands down. When I say 4, you're going to jump up in the air and give someone an imaginary high 10. Okay? Yeah, but it has to be nice and sharp. So it's down and up. Yeah, so you're always alert. Your body's always ready for action. So it never relaxes. You'll understand why I'm doing all of this when we move into some fighty stuff. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. Okay, 1, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 4, 1, 1, 4. Great work. Good, guys. Okay. So this is where I'm going to require you guys to have an imagination. Yeah. Just gonna pin me so that you can. We're going to imagine that you're fighting someone else. So all the techniques I show you, there's always someone else there. Okay. So the first thing we're going to look at, is a push, just a simple push. Yeah, even a simple push. If I do a push, they have to have someone in to do it. And on Coronation Street or Emmerdale, it's just a simple push, pushing someone up against the wall. They have to have someone like me to come in and make sure that that's all being done properly. Because as I said earlier on, there's always an element of danger. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that someone has got hold of me here by the scruff here. Okay? So they're grabbing hold of me and I'm putting my hands on top of them like this. Okay? All of a sudden, my body goes into tension. Yeah? I'm not relaxed. I'm not like this. I'm in tension because my body is going into threat. Yeah? Because someone is threatening me. Okay? And then what we do a preparation. So it's like a cue. So the actors are working together on this. So as the victim, I'm not really being pushed through a set wall for real. Yeah? So they're going to pull me, make it look like they're pulling me off balance forward like this. Okay? And then they're going to let go of me and push me back. And that's when I fall back. Okay? So I want you to have a go. Yeah? I want you to pretend someone's coming in and grabbing you. You put your hands on top of them because you're now in threat. Okay? They're going to pull you forward. Okay? And then they're going to push you back. Okay, let's have a go. Let me see. Kia, I can't see anybody at the moment. Is it because I pinned myself? Oh. Okay, guys, keep going. Have another go. We're just having a little technical hitch at the moment.
Yeah, if you switch to side by side, gallery view, top right.
Enter. Okay, just relax, guys, for a moment. Side by side. Can't find it.
So the top right icon, which says view.
Yeah.
Third option down.
No, that's not it. I've got my. I can't hold on. Let me unpin me.
Go to the squares.
You can make your screen bigger as well.
You've got full screen.
I've got full screen, but I just can't see anybody.
Top right view.
Top right view.
Yeah.
Side by side gallery.
Side by side gallery. Gallery. Oh my God, gallery. And then you should be able to see everyone.
Show grid. Okay, that's better. I think I've got something there anyway, so that's good. Okay, that works for me. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, so let's have another go. So we've got someone coming in, grabbing hold of us. Yeah, they've grabbed hold of me. Yeah, they're pulling me forward and they're pushing me back like that. Okay, let's have a look at you guys. Let's do it in your own time. Let's have a go. Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Yeah, good work. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely work. Good. So that's just a simple push back. Yeah, just a simple push back. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that someone's got them come in and grab me at the back here as well. So they've grabbed me from the back and they're pulling me backwards this way. So again, my body goes into tension. So I'm not relaxed like this. Yeah, my body goes into tension, but I'm still on balance. Yeah. So even though the actor's behind me, I'm not leaning all my weight into them. This is good practice because we're working on our own actually. Yeah. So I'm completely on balance. Yeah. I'm holding myself with my core. Okay. So as my body goes into my tension and they pull me back, yeah, they're going to push me forward. So I'm falling towards camera now. Okay. I'll do it once more. So they're grabbing me from behind. Yeah. Grab me from behind. Yeah. And they're pushing me forward. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a go. And they grab you from behind. You go back. Yeah, nice. Great work. Have another go. Keep going. Brilliant work, guys. It's great watching you come towards camera as well. Good. Okay, let me see the one where you get pushed back. So they're grabbing you in the front. Yeah, they're grabbing hold of your clothing. Yeah, by the scruff of the neck. Let's have a go. Yeah, they pull you forward and back. Lovely. Great work. Good. And relax. I'm loving it. I know it's odd fighting yourself, but I think in a way what I've learned over this sort of lockdown period is it's actually quite good discipline, because when we're with someone else, we might give them strength or we might throw all of our balance onto them. And actually everything with stage combat or fighting on screen or stage, we've got to maintain really disciplined in ourselves. It's not a real fight, it's a choreographed fight. And that's really, really important. We're given the illusion it's a real fight. And that's done through the moves that the fight director choreographs and the way that the story's told, and then eventually the way the actors portray that story. Okay? So what we're going to look at now, yeah, we're just going to look at a couple of punches and slaps. So the first thing we're going to look at, there's variations to these, yeah, and it always depends on the scenario, yeah. So the first thing I'm going to look at is just a slap that's going to come through the gap here. Yeah, so I'm pretending that my fellow actor who's receiving the slap is right in front of me. So their back is to camera, okay? Now, the most important thing to remember here is, although my intention, my instinct would be to step in, yeah, I've got to avoid that. So that's the training, that's the skill, okay? So I've got to avoid stepping in. So whether I'm doing this on stage or I'm setting it up for camera, the actors will have their marks. They will have a distance worked out for them, yeah? This is a slap in isolation. It's very easy to do a slap in isolation. In the middle of a great big fight, it's much more difficult, okay? So I'm just gonna make sure that I'm an arm's length away from the person that I'm hitting, because I don't want to hit them for real, yeah? Okay, so what I want to be focusing on is this hip twist here. That's what gives me the strength, yeah? And all I do is I make eye contact with the person that I'm about to hit. We give them a preparation, yeah? And then I'm just swinging through with my arm there, through that gap. Bang, there, nice and strong, yeah? Boom, there. That eye contact, preparation, bang. So I haven't moved my feet, I haven't stepped in. If I wanted the actor to step into it, yeah, I would do that, but make sure that there was a mark that they wouldn't go further than. Okay, so that would be rehearsed. Yeah, so this is a stationary slap at the moment. Yeah, just setting up my distance, eye contact, preparation, bang, slap through. Let's have a look. Okay, off we go. Do it in your own time. Nice and strong. Yes, yes, Anna, brilliant. Yeah, let's have a look. Good. Nice and control from the feet down. That's where our control is. Okay, doing really well. Okay, anyone can answer this. What's missing?
Up.
Sorry?
Not.
A sound. A sound, yeah, exactly, a sound. So on stage, we have to make these ourselves, yeah? And they're called naps. On TV and film, it's a lot easier. They'll put them on for us in post-production. Okay, but what we'll do for this masterclass, we'll make them ourselves. Okay, so we're gonna do a clap nap. So now it's the victim who would make this sound. Okay, so what I do is I pretend I've got a little egg in my hand here, my left hand, because I'm right-handed. Okay, you can do it the other way around. It stays really close into my body, and then with my other hand, I literally just slap the palm of my hand with my fingertip. I don't pull it right up here. It's just there. And then I drop the egg on the floor. It's really small. Your hands will sting. Yeah? Have a go at that in isolation first. Okay? Let's go. Just do the nap. Nice and small. Okay. So here. And then that bottom hand, I take up to my cheek, the cheek that's been hit. There. Okay, so now if I turn my back to camera and I'm pretending that that person's just hit me, for stage, this is what I have to do, yeah, to make the sound. Really difficult making the nap sound, because that's another timing thing. Okay, so he's got eye contact, preparation, the slap's coming in, and I'm there. Yeah, and I'm sending out my reaction to the audience or to camera. If it's just camera, I'm just turning here, okay, without the sound. Those lovely people put it on for me. Okay, so I'm here, let's pretend. Turn your back to camera now. I'll give you the cue, eye contact, preparation, and then on action. So in the preparation, you get your nap ready, and then action, okay? So let's go. Eye contact, preparation, action. Good work. Nice. And again, keep the nap really small. Yeah, if you can do these on stage, you'll be able to do them on camera. Okay, because all you have to do is think about the reaction. Eye contact, preparation, Get that nap ready. And action. Great work. Good work. Okay. So that's just a basic slap. Yeah. That's a basic slap. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a punch. Again, there's a variety of different punches that we can do. This is the one that I'm going to show you today. Okay. And this I'm going to check. Again, I'm right-handed, so I'm standing with my left foot forward. Yeah. Again, I'm going to make sure that I've got distance between me and the person I'm hitting. Okay. The person has got their back to camera. And instead of a flat hand, I'm just going to use a fist. Yeah. And again, I'm just going to move through that space there. Again, focusing on my feet and my legs. So the strength of the punch comes from the ground upwards. And this time I'm going to make the nap on my chest. Okay. So eye contact, preparation, there. Okay. Let's go again. Eye contact, preparation, there. Let's have a look. Okay. Eye contact, yeah, good. Good, go again. Eye contact, preparation, and action. Yeah, nice work. And go again. Eye contact, preparation, and action. Great work, guys. Good work. Yeah. Okay, so this time that's you making the nap. You only have to do this on stage. Yeah. So I've given you a victim nap where the victim is doing it, and then when the attacker is doing it. A chest nap and a clap nap. Yeah. If you can do these, you can do anything. But remember, these punches are in isolation. They're not in a fight. Okay, that's when it gets more difficult. And that's when rehearsal's needed and it has to be really properly choreographed. Okay, so we're ready to do a little fight. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Here it is. Right. So what I'm going to do, I have to put story with everything I do, even with this sort of thing. Yeah, I haven't got a script, but in my head, I've got a story. Okay, so someone is coming, has barged through into my flat. Yeah, they've knocked my husband out the way, who's presently working in the room next door. Yeah, they've knocked him out the way. They've barged through this door. Yeah, and I haven't got any time to react because my first instinct is, what the hell is going on? Yeah, and they come in and they're just going to grab hold of me. And with that momentum, as they're coming in and they grab hold of me, my hands are going to go up, yeah, and my body is going to go back. I'm not going to stay still. So I'm looking at the momentum of movement and what I would naturally do if this was really happening to me. Okay, so they're coming, yeah, they grab hold of me and I'm going back here. Yeah. So here they come, they're coming in. I don't know what to do. My body's gone into tension. They grab hold of me and I've gone back. Okay, so this is not, we've done this already. Okay, my first instinct, yeah, if I was an untrained fighter, and probably my instinct as a human being, even though I've trained in many different fight forms, yeah, is to try and get away. Yeah. So what I love about choreography is that when we do things, when human beings do the wrong thing, and that's what I love trying to find and putting into my work. Yeah. So I'm here. Yeah. I'm going to try and get out away. So I'm going to go down to my right. Yeah. They're in front of me still. Yeah. On my left, sorry. And then down to my right. And then down to my left. So it's just a wriggle. Yeah. I'm trying to get away. Yeah. So I'm finishing with the weight on my left leg. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let's go, go, go. Here we go. In your own time, guys. I can see you. Yeah, so you can just do it in your own time. There we go.
Thank you so much for joining us for another product. As you know, I am Lizzie, and today.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so let's just do it one more time, and let me really believe that I want to see that person. I want you to see that person. and I want you to really try and get away from them. But the choreography is still the same. Yeah? Let's do it together. Okay. They're coming in. They're grabbing hold of me. Oh, they've got me. Yeah? And I'm struggling, and I'm struggling. Yeah? My body is in tension. I know that it's not relaxing. None of my body is relaxing. It's in shock. Okay, so from here, yeah, I'm thinking, oh, I'm just going to swing back wildly with my hand. Yeah, so swing back here. Yeah, it's just a wild swing. But the technique is I want you to stop it at shoulder height. Yeah, I don't want you swinging it all the way back. Yeah, so I'm here and I just swing back here. I'm now imagining that the person I'm fighting is behind my arm and they've trapped it here. Okay? So from the top, it looks like this. Okay, so you can do it with me. Yeah, they're coming in. I'm just going to mark it through. They're grabbing hold of me. I've gone back. So even when I'm marking it, I'm still being expressive as I possibly can. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Yeah? I think, oh, God, I just use this hand wildly. And they trapped it. This is the technique. They've stopped it there. Okay? Let's have a look at that. Okay. Off we go. In your own time, guys, I can see. Yeah. Great work. Good work, guys. I love that you're joining in as well. Thank you for joining in. I really appreciate that. Yeah, have another go. That's it. Keep going. Brilliant. Fantastic. Okay. You're smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. Okay, so the next bit in the choreography. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, they've trapped my arm here. Okay, so they're going to put me in an arm lock up my back. So we have a cue for this, because obviously I'm working with the actor that's not here. Yeah, so they're going to just give me the cue, which is lifting my arm up so that I can place it up my own back and they move with me. Yeah, and I'm literally just placing it here. I don't have to put myself into a real arm lock, because that would be stupid, because it will really hurt. Yeah, so I just place it here, because the camera or the audience can't see that it's not up my back. Yeah. Okay, so I'm here, bang. Yeah, this is like the preparation, the cue. They do that, I do that. Okay, the pain is here. Yes, but what I can't stand is I see this so many times and I see the rest of the body just relax. Yeah, if you're in pain somewhere, the whole body is in tension. Yeah, so it's here. Yeah, my whole body's in tension, but my focus is here. Yeah, and we do the wrong thing when we're in pain. We try to get away from it, and actually what we're doing is we're kind of making it worse. So what I want you to do here is just try and get him off. Shrug him off at the back. Okay? So from the top, nice and slowly. Yeah. Okay, they grab hold of me. Yeah. I'm pushed back. I'm trying to get them away. They're keeping hold of me. Trying to get away. Keeping hold of me. I swing back my arm. I stop it here. Yeah. Preparation or cue. Ah! It's up my back. Yeah. The pain is here, and I'm trying to get away from that. Okay. Let's have a go. In your own time, off you go. Doing brilliantly. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Yeah, lovely work. Yeah, so good, so good. Yeah. Is it great to be able to move? Yeah, fantastic to be able to move. Okay, you're doing really well. Okay, so the next bit. Yeah, so I'm here, it's up my back. Okay, I'm concentrating on the pain here, and then suddenly I realise, I've got a hand free, I could do something with this. And all I'm going to do, I'm now imagining that this person is here. Yeah. So I'm going to elbow them. Yeah. And whether it hits them in the stomach or the solar plexus, I don't care, as long as they get off me. Okay. So from a TV or a stage point of view, yeah, I bring my elbow back to my own body. What I don't do is let it pass my side. Because if it passes my side, it's really going to elbow the actor. They're not going to thank me for that. Okay? So I'm here. I'm just showing you side on at the moment. Yeah, I'm here. I realise I've got a hand free and I'm, there. It stops at my side. To give it strength, I'm using my legs again. Yeah? So I'm just going down into the ground. So I'm thinking about my weight going down into the ground rather than back and sending us off balance and also really hitting him. Okay, so I'll just take it from swinging my arm back. Yeah, we go up and here. I'm in this lock here. Okay, and then I'm going to elbow them. Oh, they release here, and I can release my hand here, my arm here. Okay, let's have a look. Let's do it from the top, guys. Let's go, go, go. Okay. Off you go. In your own time. Good work. Let me really believe that that's like, yeah, this is great. Yeah. 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 There's not one of you that I don't believe that there's someone else there in the room with you. Absolutely not one of you. Yeah, it's really, really good work. Okay. So you're all smashing this. I'm going to go on to the next bit. I'm just moving back a little bit so you can see me. Yeah, so I've just elbowed them in the stomach. Bang. Okay. I'm like, oh, God, thank God for that. Forgetting that the guy that's come into my flat who's attacked me is still behind me. Okay? Yeah, because my focus is like, and I'm in shock, so I've got to play all of that. Okay, he's going to come in and rugby tackle me from behind. Okay, so he's wrapping his body, his arms around my waist like a bear hug. So as he does that, yeah, he's going to pelt me forward. Okay, so from here, yeah, I elbow, oh, release, oh, pelted forward. Just have a go at that. Do it with you. Okay, here. Elbow, release, oh, pelted. Okay, when you thought it was all right, it's not.
Sorry, what's happening in the release? What's the other person doing?
Yeah, so they've released your arm when you've elbowed them. Okay,
Yeah.
They're behind you. Okay, it's good. Thanks for asking. It's really good. And they're literally coming behind you and almost taking you from behind in a rugby tackle, which brings you forward. So
Okay, so they're having their hands around me.
Yeah, around your waist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. Brilliant. It's really important to ask the question as well, because if we were in a room, you would be asking me these questions, yeah, if you were unsure about anything. Okay, so here again. I elbowed them in the tummy, release. They're coming forward behind me, wrapping their hands around me, and that sends my body forward. Okay? So my body's, he or she is now on this side of me, and their head is here. Yeah? So I'm going to place my arm over the back of their neck, yeah, and put them in a headlock. So I'm here. Yeah? And I've got my hands like this. So their head is here. Yeah, I've trapped them there. Okay? And I'm just going to take them on a little 360 turn to give the fight some movement. And also I'm running out of space in my living room. Okay? So I'm going to move up, stage here. Okay? Have a look at that. Let's go. Yeah, good work, guys. Let's go from the top, guys. Yeah. Yeah, lovely work. Lovely. Okay. Keep going. Keep playing. Doing really well. Yeah. Nice work. Great. Yeah. Look at that. It's fantastic. Okay. Right. So, I'm just going to go from the arm lock. Okay, and I'm doing it really slowly. The pain is here. Yeah. I elbow them in the tummy. This releases that. Yeah, they're coming behind me, grab hold of me and push me forward. Yeah, they're wrapped around me, their head is here. I put them in a headlock. Yeah, and then I'm just swinging them around to give it some movement. Okay, I'm now pretending that they're biting my arm. Okay, so as they bite my arm, yeah, I get, ah! Yeah, there's a reaction there, obviously. Intention and reaction is really important. There, okay? And I want you then to turn your back to camera. And as you turn your back to camera, yeah, they are going to slap you. There. And you can nap that for now, because we haven't got anybody to put the sound on for you. Okay?
Here.
So let's have a look. Doing really well. So go from the arm lock, yeah, or the headlock. Yeah, go from the headlock. That's it. All the way around. Yeah. They bite your arm. They bite your arm. You turn to them, and as you turn, yeah, they slap you. Great work. Good work. Okay. I've got them at the end of the headlock here. I've just done my turn. Yeah, they bit in me. I go, what the hell was that? Yeah, and as I land that turn, they slap me. Yeah, I turn round. Okay, and I'm going to get, I've had enough now. I'm going to get my punch ready, and I'm going to punch them with a nap. Okay? So we've got slap, punch. It's a bit Western, but it's okay for these purposes and a bit of fun. So let's have a go at that. Slap and punch. Okay. Do it in your own time. Slap, turn around, punch. And when you turn around, just make sure you've got eye contact with that invisible person before you punch them. Good work. Okay. We're nearly at the end of this piece of choreography. So I'm pretending that that punch is so blooming strong. Yeah. Let's put them up against the corner of my room here. So up against the wall or something. Yeah. I'm going to go and grab hold of them. Yeah. I'm going to pull them back round to camera because that's where it's important to be. And I'm going to send 2 knees into their stomach. So they are now here. Yeah, and I've got hold of them here. And I'm going to send 2 knees. I can make these contact knees, yeah, if I wanted to on stage. These could be contact, yeah. So bang, bang. And I'm using this part of my thigh. So it's not my knee going into their stomach, it's that. Bang. They've dropped to the floor, yeah. And I'm just going to, they're on the floor like this. And I'm just going to send a kick into their stomach. Bang, there. Again, I'm working from my hip and then flick out from my knee. Boom. So I've done my punch, go and grab them, bring them round, boom, boom, drop, bang. That will teach them for coming into my flat, disturbing me, yeah? Okay, shall we try it from the top? Yeah? Okay, shall we do it together? Let's do it together. Okay, and then we'll have a little break. Right, okay. Standing by. And action. Oh! Great work. How'd you feel? Feeling good? Can I have one look at it without me doing it? Yeah? So stand by when I say action. You'll all go. Okay, standing by. And action. Let's go. Great work. Keep going. Keep playing it, keep playing it. Doing really well. Yeah. Good work, good work. Keep going. Fantastic. Well done. Give yourself a good round of applause there. Okay, so what do you think is like the most important thing when you're doing a fight, whether it be for screen or stage? Yeah, you can say that again.
Fitness.
Fitness, yeah, that's quite knackering, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd say keeping your space, Kate.
Yeah,
keeping your feet still.
Yeah, keeping your space. Yeah, keeping your feet still when you need to keep your feet still. So it's making sure you're playing by the rules of the choreography. Yes. Anything else that you might have learned? Safety, yeah. Okay. But also there's another thing that's really, really important, because me as the fight director, it's my job to make sure that you're safe. So it's my job to make sure that I'm putting you in front of the camera or putting you on stage, that you are going to be safe to do this fight. What do you think the actor's job is to do?
To act.
To act, yeah, and tell the story. Yeah, so it's all about intention and reaction. I can give you a load of moves, but if you don't perform them, then it's not going to look any good whatsoever. So there's a lot of skill to just doing a little fight on stage to make it really resonate through the screen or to a live audience. Okay, so what I would like, we're going to watch it. You're going to have a little break and we're going to watch a fight. Yeah. Okay. This isn't my fight. Okay. It's the fight from Bridget Jones. And this is the one that I really like this. So you have a little watch of this and then we'll have a little talk about it.
I should have done this years ago.
Done what?
This.
Fuck me, that hurt. Oh. What the fuck do you think you're doing?
This.
Oh, Christ, not again.
Fight! Oh, quick! It's a real fight!
All right. I give up. Just give me a moment, all right? Just... Let me get a moment break here, okay?
Sorry, guys.
Whose side are we on?
Mark, obviously. He's never dumped Bridget, some naked American. And he said he liked her just the way she is. Yes, but he also nicked Daniel's fiancée and left him broken-hearted.
Good point. It's a very hard one to call.
I'm so sorry.
All right. Oh God, I'm sorry. I really am sorry.
I will pay. Enough, Darcy? Not quite, if that's all right by you. You broke my bloody jaw! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear, what's his name? Happy birthday to you.
Okay. Great. Right. Thanks for doing that.
Jesus. All right. All right. Enough. Wanker.
What is your problem?
My problem.
Yes! You give the impression of being all...
Brilliant. Okay. So, what I love about that fight is that the character is totally driven by character. They're two posh boys who don't actually know how to fight. Yeah. And it's just scrappy and silly, and there's kicks that miss, and they look awful, you know. And the actors did it. They wouldn't have done the screen bit going through the glass screen, but it's for me it felt really real, and it's like one of my favorite fights. And all the little interjections of, oh, I'm really sorry that I've messed up your dinner, and he tries to tidy him back up again. So it's all those little things that make the action work for me. So for me, it's the acting, it's how it's done, and that's why I like that fight. What did you think? What did you think of that? I know it's difficult to more see because it's slightly off with the sound and everything, but any thought?
The only thing I thought is that if he actually puts his hand on the glass like that, he has really badly cut hands.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I mean, the first thing I really thought, no, this is not how you get up from that ground.
Exactly. I mean, for me, probably the falling through the window, yeah, is probably the bit that's the unrealistic bit. So that's a bit for show and sort of sin. But everything up until there, where they're sort of scrapping and trying to get away from each other and not really sure what to do, that's really my style. Yeah, I love all that sort of stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I said at the beginning that my work, the skills cross quite a lot of, there's a lot of skill I have to have, skill bases. So I've trained in different things. So I'm just going to show you that a sword, yeah. Obviously you don't have a sword. I've got to be a little bit careful because the room's quite small. I don't want to take pictures off the wall. But anyway, I've got a sword here. Okay, so this is a rapier. Okay, so it's sort of 16th and 17th century. So if you imagine any fights in Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, they would be probably using these. But I have to say, I'm doing a lot less sword fighting now, even in Shakespeare. They're going much more modern, the directors. Okay, but when I was training, I had to take fencing lessons as well. And I'd never done any fencing before I started doing stage combat. So we have an on guard position. So I'm right-handed, so my right foot will be forward. Okay, and I'm in this position here. Okay. So I'm like this. You can do this actually, guys, because you don't need a sword in your hand. Okay, and I bend my knees. Yeah. And the other hand goes up here. So as you can see, it's a very different style. Yeah. And I'm just holding the sword like this. And my elbow is about a fist length away from the side of my body. So I'm not tense, I'm nice and relaxed, and I'm just holding the sword between my thumb and my forefinger here. Okay. Now when we move with the sword, okay, we're either moving forward or backwards, from side to side, but we're just going to move forward and back for this. Okay, and we call it an advance. So as I move forward, yeah, my front foot goes first, heel, toe, and then my back foot comes up to replace the same distance that I move. So I've got to maintain this distance between my feet. Yeah, I don't want my feet to come close. It's a bit like boxing. I need to stay on balance. Yeah, so as I advance, I'm advancing. Yeah. Okay, to retreat, yeah, I go backwards. My back foot goes first. Back, back, back. Advance, advance, advance. Retreat, retreat, retreat. Advance. Okay? So that would be us moving up and down. Okay? Also, we have a lunge where I will extend my sword. My arm is nice and straight. My front foot goes forward. Yeah, I go into a lunge position. My back leg is straight and my back arm comes down and it acts as a counterbalance for me. Yeah, so I look like this side on in my lunge. That's my attacking. Okay, so I'm here, got my sword in my hand, looking very posh. Yeah, advance, 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 retreat, 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 extend, lunge. We extend first. Yeah, you wouldn't do that in a real fencing match, but we extend first to let the actors know that we're coming. It's a cue again. Okay, we're just going to put a little thing together. We also have to block these moves, yeah, and we call those parries. And I'm just going to show you one parry today. We just call it parry 2. Actors don't need to know this. Yeah, it's only me that needs to know it. Yeah, actors in the choreography will just work it out as we go along. Okay, so what I want you to do is you're going to stand in your on guard position. Okay, and your front foot is going to move. That's all. And you're going to go attack, parry. So that backhand is just going to come, that lead hand is just going to come back to your right hip. Attack, parry. This is going to feel odd. Yeah, the unarmed stuff is easier. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, you've got it. Yeah. So it's a little riposte section. Attack, parry, attack, parry. Yeah, look at you. Brilliant. Fantastic. Great. So we've got, this is just like a little riposte section. This is what I would start off sometimes when I'm teaching people because it's a nice little easy section and we can get it up to speed quite quickly. You've got to imagine the other person opposite who's doing the same thing. Attack, parry, attack, parry. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bind over the top. So I'm taking their sword, I've got to be careful not to take the ceiling out here. I'm taking their sword all the way over, yeah? And we come, we get disconnected over here. And then I'm going to do a cut over their head. And they're going to duck that. Okay? Attack, parry, attack, parry. Take it all the way over and cut over their head. I think I might have just put a hole in my curtain. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a go. So you do it in your own time. So this is very posh, yeah? This is good, guys. Lovely work. Yeah, great. And then take it all the way over and then cut over their heads. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so the blades that we use on stage or on screen, yeah, they're not sharp. Obviously, they're blunted at the end. There's no sharp bits to them. Okay, but we always work from the chest down. So nothing goes into the face area. Yeah, because if you got this in your eye, you know, you'd know about it. Okay, and I can do 2 attacks with it, which you've already done. I can do a thrust, which is what we call, and it's just like a stabbing motion. So you would be attacking with the point of the blade, yeah, or a cut. So I'm attacking with the side of the blade, like that. Okay. So that leads me on to a little knife fight I'm going to teach you. Yeah. So again, we have to imagine that the other person is there. Just before Christmas, I was lucky enough to film Romeo and Juliet. We did a film version of Romeo and Juliet, which will be out this year on Sky Arts. Yeah, we were supposed to do it on stage at the National Theatre, but because of the pandemic, all theatres have been closed. So we filmed it, and we filmed it properly. It's not a stage production, it's actually a film. Okay, but it's a bit of a hybrid between theatre and film. But I had the most amazing DOP, director of photography, working with me on that. And I think the footage of the fights he got, the coverage is, I'm really pleased with. So I'm hoping it's going to look okay. So with this fight, all I'm going to do is teach you a tiny bit of it, and I've had to adapt it a little bit. But this was the fight that we did between Mercutio and Tybalt. Yeah, and if anybody knows the Romeo and Juliet story, this is when Tybalt comes to search out Romeo for a duel as such, and he refuses to fight Tybalt because he's basically just married Juliet. But Mercutio, who's Romeo's friend, is not happy about this and takes on Tybalt. And in that fight, Mercutio dies. And that's basically where everything goes really wrong in the story. The death of Mercutio is the catalyst for everything else that happens. Yeah, and it's a mistake. Everybody gets caught up with one another and it just happens. Like so much of knife. And so the director wanted to use knives because it's all modern production. So it's for today's purpose, I'm literally just using a knife from my kitchen drawer. Okay, so you could put a pen in your hand or you can pretend. Yeah, so remember that we're storytelling here, nothing else, just storytelling. Yeah, I'm very aware of what goes on in our in our streets. Yeah, but this is storytelling, and it's removed from that. Okay, so this is what I did. Yeah, I'm playing Mercutio. Yeah, and we've got both of them had their knives down by their side, and they're literally face to face. I'm going to go side so that you can see, and they're literally face to face, about a couple of feet to a foot or a foot and a half away from each other. And suddenly they just went like this. Boom. Yeah. So the knives, both of them at the same time, the knives were at their throats. Okay. So I've got one here and he's got one at his throat. You can see I've got a nice straight arm. Yeah. This gives me intention. Yeah. And also I'm very aware that one move from me, he can cut my throat. One move from him, I can cut his throat. So it's a stalemate situation. That's the story. Not very much happening, but a huge amount in the story. So you don't need a lot of moves to tell a story. Yeah, those are sometimes the best fights, where very little is happening, and I'm going to show you one of those in a minute. Okay, so I'm here. Yeah, there's tension in our body because we're saying things to one another, and then suddenly it's boom, and that's when the threat gets even higher. Yeah, we move into one another. And our arms begin to bend. Yeah, so we're moving into one another, and I've still got that knife at my throat, and he's still got the knife at his throat, but we're basically eye to eye now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab each other's wrists. Yeah, and we do it at the same time. Boom. So he's got hold of my wrist, I've got hold of his wrist. So there you go. The stakes are even higher. Yeah, and my body's changed a little bit more. So from the top, I'm here. Yeah, nice and relaxed. Well, not relaxed, but my knife is down by my side. And on action, I'm just going to bring the knife up to his throat, and he's going to bring it up to my throat. And standing by, and action. Boom. There. Okay. Slowly. You see the tension in my arm? Slowly, we're moving round. Our arms are bending, yeah, and we're face to face, and we grab hold of each other's hands. Bam! Wrists, sorry. There. Sorry about the sound effects. I have to put them in. It helps with the story. There. I've still got that knife up there. Okay. Let's have a look at that. Off you go, guys. I'll give you stand by and then action. Standing by and action. Right. Look at the tension. Brilliant. Fantastic. Fantastic work. Good. So we're here. Yeah. He's grabbed hold of my wrist. I've grabbed hold of his wrist. Yeah. So we're here. Okay. I'm going to pull him towards me. Yeah. I pull him towards me. And as I pull him towards me, I bind over. I call it a bind. You just did it with a sword, actually. Yeah. I bind over his arm with his knife in it. Yeah. And we're going to go round in a full circle. My knife comes through my body. And I'm going to pretend I'm putting him up against a wall here, which is what we had. Okay? So his back is up against the wall. So from the top, I'll do it very slowly. Yeah, the knives go up to the throat. We move round. There's our tension. Tension music. Tension music. Okay? He grabs the wrist. I grab his wrist. I pull him towards me. Yeah. I bind that over. Okay? And then I slam him up against the wall. We've still got hold of each other. We're still connected. Okay? Let's have a look. Off you go, guys. Stand by, and action. Great. Good work. Good, 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 good. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fantastic. Lovely. So we were filming this in a really narrow space. Yeah, so that was the other thing. That's the other thing that I have to work around is the space that I'm working in. I don't get the luxury of massive, big spaces. Yeah, so we were in a really narrow space to give it the illusion that we were in an alley. Okay, so he was up against the wall here. Okay, so this is Tybalt, this is Mercutio. So from here, what I'm going to do is he's here, and I'm going to basically knee him into the side here. Yeah, again, you did this in the unarmed section. I'm using this part of my leg, so the inside of my thigh. Yeah, bang, yes, okay. He then bites into my shoulder here. Ah, yeah, and then that releases. We because of those actions, we let go of each other's hands. Okay, so I've got him up against the wall, bang, ah, there. Okay, he's now going to swing his knife towards me, just wildly, yeah? And I've got to try to avoid this. So he's going to come across my stomach twice, yeah? So I'm avoiding as much as I can in my room, yeah? And then he's going to cut across higher up, across my head, yeah? And I'm going to just duck underneath it like that. I don't want it looking posh like this, yeah, because it's a bit more straight. Yeah, so it's just getting out that way, getting out the way here. Yeah, back, dodge. Let's have a look at that. So let's go from where you've got him pinned up against the wall, and you're going to knee him, and then he bites you. Okay, in your own time. Great work. Good, good, good. Lovely. Okay. So I've avoided back, dodge. So he's here now. Yeah, and in desperation, I'm just going to grab hold of his wrist, yeah, with the knife in it. So I grab hold of his wrist, yeah, and then he grabs hold of my wrist because we want to stop each other using it. Yeah, so again, we're in another stalemate position. And we're shoulder to shoulder here. Okay, little wriggle. Okay. Let's do it from the top. Yeah. Show me from the top. So stand by. And action. Good. Good, good, good. Doing really well. Yeah. Yeah. Good work. Fantastic. Great. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so now there are other people in this scene that are trying to stop the fight. Okay, and that's where it goes wrong, because people get involved and they get in the middle of it, and that's really why Mercutio ends up getting killed, really. So we're here, yeah, shoulder to shoulder. So what I'm going to now pretend is that someone's come here and someone's wrapped around me. Someone has wrapped around Tybalt, yeah, they've pulled us apart, yeah, and as they've pulled us apart, yeah, I just sweep across with my knife here. They've got to avoid this because it's dangerous, and as I turn round, Tybalt has got free from his people, yeah, and as I turn round, oh, yeah, that's when I get stabbed, yeah. I get stabbed, drop my knife, okay, and he doesn't actually realise at first, but for this purposes, and then he just looks down and he's got blood all over his hands, okay, got stabbed right up in the stomach. We're going to do it from the top together, and then we're going to have a little look at it, and then I'm going to show you a clip of a sword fight on film. Okay, so I'm here. I'm standing by, and action. Boom. Knives to thread. Let's hold that for a moment. That's the tension. Okay, what we're going to do? Our breath is going. Yeah, our adrenaline is rising. Okay, we're walking around. We're still not sure what we're going to do. We bend our arms. Yeah, our hands. We're now face to face. Okay, I'm just going to take my glasses off. We're now face to face. Yep. What are we going to do? Breath is getting faster and harder. Okay, we grab each other's wrists. Boom. There. Now this is where the fight starts. Yeah, I drag him. Yeah, I pull him over. I slam him up against the wall. I need him. He bites me. Yeah, he's now coming at me with the knife, slashing me. Yeah, I'm just moving out the way, dodging whatever way I can. He's here. Yeah, and I grab hold of his wrist. He grabs hold of my wrist, and we're tussling together. Someone comes in front of me, pushes me. They're behind me. I swing round. Oh! Drop the knife. Yeah. Look down. Can't quite believe what's happened. Yeah. Changes the story. Changes everything. Okay. I want to look at you guys do it now. Okay. Let's have a go. Standing by. And action. That's it. Keep that tension. That's the most important bit. Nice straight arms. Good, good, good. Yeah, your breath is going. Fantastic. That's it. Good. Look at them. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Good work, guys. Play until I say cut. Keep playing. Keep playing. What's happened to me? And cut. Good, 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 good. Well done. Well done. Okay, so we are now going to play a fight scene. This is the first duel from a film called The Duelist, which was 1977, directed by Ridley Scott. It was his first feature film. I love this fight. Yeah, any fight director should have watched this fight scene. Yeah, there's not a lot that goes on, but there's a lot that goes on, if that makes sense. There's not a huge amount of action, but it's so beautifully shot. Okay, I'm ready, guys. Play away. might turn the sound down actually, because then I can just watch the fight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, because we're sharing it on a screen. Obviously, there's like sound is coming in before the attack, so I turned the sound down so I could actually just listen to the observe the fight. The reason why I like that fight so much is there's so much tension there, and Harvey Keitel is the main guy, and he's not really doing very much, and that's a sign of a good fighter. Yeah, you put a boxer in the ring, yeah, the one that swings wildly and goes for it is always going to lose. Yeah, it's the one that's in control. And for me, that storytelling is really good. And it's when the other guy gets injured, yeah, on his hand, yeah, and then he goes wild at Harvey and loses all technique. He just uses his technique to kill him. Yes. And there's just so much tension from the other guy. You know, even the horse. I suggest you go back and look at the film, actually, because it's really, really good. The horse blowing, you know, adds attention. The music adds attention. But sometimes just the guy standing there, what are we going to do? That tells story to me. So that's why sometimes I like nothing. I think that you have to work for something. Yeah. It can't just be a load of moves that you haven't justified. You have to work for it. So sometimes doing nothing is great. And sometimes doing very few moves tells a huge amount of story. So when I'm choreographing, I'm always as honest and instinctive as I can be. It's never about me. It's always got to be about the story and the characters that are motivating the story. Yeah, that's it. And it's not about flash moves. It's about truth. And that's how I come at my work. Okay, so Kia.
Hi.
I did it an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the actual physical stuff. And I think we've got like some questions and answer bits. Is that right, Kia?
Yeah. If anyone wants to ask Kate some questions, then feel free to ask her. You can pop your questions in the chat room, or you can unmute basically. But yeah, that was amazing, guys. Everybody was very active, involved. So thank you.
They were awesome, weren't they, Kia?
Very good. We was all watching the studio. We're like, everybody's amazing. Like, guys, wow.
Yeah. You all did really, really well. Thank you for throwing yourselves into it as well. I do really, really appreciate that. And I really appreciate Renaissance Studios doing these clinics and asking me to be part of it, because it's really great to be able to share my world with people and maybe inspire some budding fight directors out there.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions?
I have a question.
Great.
Oziema, Ojoma.
Oh, hiya, how are you?
I'm good. That workshop was really good. And I wanted to know, when you have like an actor that is a bit difficult or struggles to pick up or learn, how do you go about it, and how is it for you, like trying to train them? Because I know that not everyone has fluidity or is able to pick up moves as quickly, like, and also what is the time frame do you usually have to teach an actor their choreography?
Yeah, brilliant question. Okay, so my job is all about compromise. Yeah, so that's why I work very instinctively, whether I be on the studio floor or I'm on the in the rehearsal room, because when I'm first in that rehearsal room, I'm not quite sure who I'm going to work with. So I have to make sure that I can adapt around their capabilities. And that's a big, big part of my job. And like I said earlier on, it's about making people feel like they can take on the world. Yeah. So even if they're not the best movers, I really believe that I can get something out of them and they're going to feel like that they can do it. So it's about that trust thing. It's about finding what they can do and what they can make look good and what they feel comfortable doing. And also it is about challenging them as well, so that they feel like they've achieved something. But also it's about tapping into what they're good at. And I always say that my job is like 80% of the choreography, 80% is psychology, 20% is choreography. Yeah, I've got to work out how these actors are ticking. Yeah, I've got to understand the dynamic there, and we've got to build up a trust very quickly. So, yeah, it's really that. And also they can act, yeah, because they wouldn't be in the room or on the TV set if they couldn't. So it's tapping into those strengths and making sure that they believe it and that's being motivated by them. Because the minute an actor doesn't believe what they're doing, it's not going to happen. Yeah. Also, the time frame, that varies depending on what you're working on. So for something like Coronation Street, you're on the floor, you do a read through, you do a camera rehearsal, you work it out, you shoot it. Yep. It's as quick as that. For something like I've just done, same with that advert, we did have a rehearsal for that advert actually, for the judo advert. So but things have to be changed on the day and you have to adapt. For the Romeo and Juliet I've just done, we had 4 weeks rehearsal, but I'm telling you, still things changed on the floor. Yeah, so I have to adapt and compromise all the time. So, and also if I need more time, say I'm in a rehearsal for a theatre show and I need more time, then, you know, that has to be had. So it really varies the time, but it's generally not a huge amount of time. You're always up against it, basically. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anything else?
I've got a question.
Hello, Sam.
How you doing, Kate? You all right?
Good, thanks.
So in the, in particular in the Bridget Jones clip that we saw,
yeah,
obviously it was really scrappy.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they're not, you know, the guys weren't meant to have been like proficient fighters or anything like that. And then looking at other things, like in particular, like pub brawl scenes and stuff, anything that there's like a big brawl, things are really messy.
Yeah.
Is there any little bits that you look out for to keep it safe? Is there any sort of usual suspects that come into play that maybe deem it unsafe, or is there something that you can look for to keep it ticking on?
Yeah, like so do you mean like if I'm putting something like that's really messy and big together, and how I would put that together and how I would watch out for not a stray arm coming when it shouldn't happen and all of that sort of stuff?
Yeah. And yeah, kind of that, and also keeping the story of it being messy whilst keeping the technique in place.
So I think I'm like well known for my sort of messy, real looking fights. Yeah, I think that's kind of what my stamp is, and that's what I like to do. And as I say, I choreograph everything from instinct, so it's coming from deep down in my gut. But again, it's all choreographed. So even when it's messy and there's lots of people involved, yeah, everything is choreographed. So everybody, it's like putting a dance together. It's like if there was a dance choreographer and they're putting a great big dance together, musical. Everybody knows when they're going, when they're lifting someone, when they're not lifting someone, and everybody has their space. It's exactly the same when I'm putting a big fight together and I've got to make it look messy, which is what I love. And what I try to do is that if one person is grabbing hold of another person and throws them around, that has an impact on someone else, and that's how it starts to the ball starts to be rolled. So it's like a bit of a pinball thing going on. But again, it starts off really, really slowly. It's like moving chess pieces around on a board. So if you walk into a rehearsal and I'm doing something like that, it can look quite painful to watch, yeah, but inside it I know exactly what's going on, yeah. So even though maybe the actor's working on one bit, I'm already seeing ahead where I want them to move next, or how that's going to affect something else, yeah. So it's kind of working like that, and then we just have to make sure that everything they're doing, even when it's scrappy and the hands are going everywhere, those hands are always the same when it's been choreographed. Nothing changes, and that's how I keep them safe. Yeah, it's only when people go off script it becomes unsafe.
Great.
Yeah,
that's great. Cheers, Kate.
no worries.
Hi, Kate. Jack here. I'd love to ask you a question. Hello. Thanks for that. That was great, by the way.
Thank you.
Nice to get moving. Can you tell me your process once you've been hired up until day one rehearsal? So all the process up until you start.
Yeah. Okay. It can vary again, and I've definitely got as I've got more experience, I feel like I'm more involved with the directors and stuff now in the process, but it's just because I know people more. So generally, when I'm hired, yeah, they come to me. I want to know who's directing it and who's going to be in the room and where it's going to be. Yeah. And also I want to know if I don't know the play, I want to read the play. Yeah. And I don't just read the play once or read the script or the TV script or the side or whatever. I read it several times so that I've got a really good insight into the world. Yeah. And then before I start on the gig, I'll have, depending on what it is I'm doing, have discussions with the director. If it's even TV as well, if I need something on set, have discussion with the art director. In theatre, discussions with a theatre designer, because all of these things affect what I'm going to do. Yeah, the space, the things that they're wearing, little stunts that you have to sometimes do on TV, and all of that sort of stuff. So that's my process leading up to me going into the room. But what I don't do, I've got an idea what those fights need to look like in my head. I've kind of storyboarded it myself, but I never ever choreograph it before I enter the room, because that's a collaborative process with me, the actors and the director. And it's something that I work through with the actors, and they feel, and it's really, really important that we work it through together. Also, actors have really good ideas, and that means I can nick them, yeah, and use them, because they're investing in the characters. I'm not investing in the characters, they're investing in the characters. And so it becomes a really collaborative process, and that's the bit I love the most. And we work it out together, and also it gives the actors ownership of what they're doing, which I believe is the most important thing. And it means that they can invest in it and they believe in it. So that's kind of my process really before I get into the room, and then I really get into action when I'm in the room, whether I'm on a TV set or in a rehearsal studio, it doesn't really matter. But again, it's all about adapting, compromising, adjusting. Yeah, there's much more to it than the choreography, really. I always think the choreography bit's the easy bit, yeah. Does that answer the question, Jack?
Yeah, spot on. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, Abby.
What made you want to do this as a career? So how did you first come into it, and what sort of drove you to this?
Okay, good question. So I always really wanted to be an actor, yeah. So that was like my thing that I really, really wanted to do. At school, I didn't have access to theatre as a kid. I come from quite a small town, and there's only one school, so you only go to one school. But I was quite lucky. There was a good drama teacher there, and we did lots of school plays, and I just really enjoyed it. And when I left school, I kind of like went off piste a little bit and did other things. And then eventually I went to Middlesex University, where I did an acting degree, still thinking that this was the way that I was going to go. And on that acting degree, they did stage combat classes, and I loved them. And I thought I was all right at them, because I felt everything else, and anybody that's done an acting degree or an acting course of some kind, it can be quite confidence shattering, and it certainly was for me. But in those classes, I really felt like I could do it. And also I was reasonably good at PE and sport and dancing. So I always was interested in the physical side of theatre. So during my time at Middlesex University, while I was doing my degree, not very well, but I was good at the stage combat, I decided at the end of the second year that I would phone up the equity and find out how do you be a fight director. And that led me to speak to someone on the Equity Register of Fight Directors. And I went down to Wales in Cardiff to the Welsh College of Music and Drama, and I assisted someone down there for a little while. I'm still doing my degree at this point. When I finish my degree, I go back down to Wales and I assist him further. And I've got to work in a pub to fund all of this, plus assist him. And then through him, I got to meet other people. And I got to meet a guy who's a fight director called Jonathan Howell. And he's been teaching at Bristol Old Vic Theatre School for years. And I would say that he was the best mentor I could ever have had. He was so selfless in his time he gave me, because I took over the teaching at Welsh College of Music and Drama because that guy left, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. So I took over that gig, but I just still needed to learn. I still needed to learn my craft and my trade. And so I got in touch with Jonathan, and I went and worked with Jonathan and assisted him on everything that I could. And while I was working with him, I got all the qualifications I needed to get on the Equity Register of Fight Directors. And then once I was on the Equity Registers of Fight Directors, I just started putting my name out there and started choreographing shows. And I was still teaching at Welsh College, so I was choreographing their third year shows. And then they were directors that were coming in. And so then when they were doing professional shows, they would invite me in. And then the sort of ball just sort of continued to roll, really. Then when people start to get to know you, your name gets passed around. So I got on the Equity Register of Fight Directors like 20 years ago. So it wasn't easy. It sounds like it was really easy, but it really, really wasn't. There's a lot of stuff that you have to try and break down to achieve these things. But if you want to do it, then you'll do it, and you'll make it work. So that's how I did it. Does that answer? Yeah, cool. Okay, anything else?
Thank you.
You were talking about the sports you actually had to do before you did the fightering, like the fencing, and you did karate, and I know you did boxing. So what sports did you actually learn?
Okay, so before I even knew what fight direction was about, I'd already done judo. So that was my main sport as a kid. So I did that from the age of 7, and I competed in judo, and I got my the belt, the black belt in that. I did. So it's only because I did it for a long time. But for the Fight Directors Register, you have to have fencing qualifications as well. So I had to take myself off to a fencing school to learn fencing. And I had to learn the foil and the sabre to get the certificates I needed for the Fight Directors Register. I think it's important that you have and I've also done not taekwondo, I've done aikido, but that's only because I was interested in it. And I've done some circus stuff as well. And also I do boxing now. I'm actually a boxing coach now as well. And I only took up boxing because I was doing some research for a job I was on. I didn't know anything about boxing. I needed to go and find out. So that's another part of my job, is researching if you don't know anything about it. So yeah, so the fencing was completely alien to me. And it's important to have, I do think it's important to have an element of these things, but a sports fencing match is very different to choreographing a sword fight for film or stage. Yeah. So it's great to have a wide base of knowledge, but you don't have to be an Olympic fencer to be a fight director. Okay? Because the story is the most important thing. Yeah, we're not trying to win, we're trying to tell a story. It's not a sport in that way. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And if anyone wants to do training, where do they go?
Okay.
Someone wants to train on by themselves.
It's difficult, isn't it? So what my world is fight arranging and fight directing. If you wanted to move into stunts, yeah, and you wanted to be a stunt person, yeah, you would need to, and we've got Corinne coming on later, and she's actually, she's in that process at the moment, trying to get on the stunt register. That's the process that you would have to go through. And you have to, I mean, it's quite hard. I think you have to have like six qualifications quite high up, and you have to do that really by yourself. Yeah, and you have to finance that yourself. To do something like I do, yeah, from scratch, and say you've never found it through the route that I found it, I would try and get in touch with say the British Academy of Dramatic Combat. There's several places out there that you could just put Google stage combat or something like that, and several organizations will come up. Yeah, there's another organization called RCANI, and they run courses, yeah, in different weapon systems, and you can get qualifications through them. Yeah. The other thing is that you find someone who you can talk to, like I did, who I found Jonathan, yeah, and I went and assisted him. Yeah, you find someone like me and see if I can help on this sort of mentoring side, and help you, you know, like at first come and observe me work and things like that. It's a process, and I'm not saying it's easy, it's difficult, but if you, I'm sure that Creative Clinic will give my details out at the end of this. So if there's anyone out there who wants to contact me, I'm very, Renaissance Studios, I'm very happy for you to contact me and see if I can help further. Because it should be open to everybody and it isn't, yeah, and that's wrong, yeah. You know, I'd like to see those barriers come down a little bit. Any other questions?
Hi, Kate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, it's Kalechi. I have a question regarding, you know, how actors these days are kind of blurring between the lines between stunt person and an actor. I'm curious to know as to which actor do you admire who's doing amazing stunt work currently right now?
Oh God, that's a good one actually. Yeah, I'll tell you, most actors will want to do their own stunts, but it will be about insurance, okay? Because most actors will feel like they want to do their own performance, okay? But if it's too dangerous for a production company, they'll have to bring in someone to do it. But I mean, Tom Cruise, he always does as much as he can do. Yeah, so I really admire that in actors, that I think most actors really throw themselves into whatever they're doing. I don't really see many actors not doing that. And I would say, I think Tom Cruise is a good example of someone who, you know, does as much as he can do.
Thanks for the question and the answer.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else?
if there's no more questions, we can continue.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll now be taking our 30-minute break. So join us back at 2:30 for a wellbeing panel discussion with Kombat Kate and Korean Holtz. No need to log off, just stay on and just mute your audio and screen. And yeah, the panel discussion will be more into the stunt and fight directing roles. So you guys will be able to learn more about that. So don't worry. But yes, see you in 30 minutes, everyone.